Yep, yep. That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all are right here with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back and joining us again. For the ones who are a part of the marathon, um, I think I'm doing quite well. I mean, considering because y'all don't know, but I would be in bed right about now. I really would. When you get up in age, you know, the fun thing about getting up in age is going to bed early. But that's okay because I got my apple juice, I got my orange juice, and I got a little bit of tea in order to keep me up just a little bit longer. I got one more hour. Well, I got one more video that I promised that you guys I was going to do. And no, I'm not going to bed early, so I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to first say thank you and welcome to the Queen of Radio, which is also known as A Touch of Reality. The Touch of Reality was the original name for the Queen of Radio show back in 1984, if I'm not mistaken, and I hope I'm not telling my age. But for all of the newcomers, I got to make sure that you guys are fully up to date and up to speed as to what we do around here. We get directly to the point. We don't have you sitting up here for 12 hours talking about absolutely nothing. And we drop a lot of jewels around here. People love, I've been told, and this is what you guys are telling me. You guys are telling me that you love the Queen of Radio because I drop a lot of jewels. I don't care what program I'm on or what program I'm scheduled to be on or to talk about. I'm always dropping some form of some jewels. And I didn't even know I was dropping these jewels, but this is what you guys are telling me that I'm doing. So I want to say thank you for coming back and joining with me on this second video for tonight. We are doing a special tribute, and it's all done in love, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about anything malicious or vulgar. We're not going to talk about anything that is wrong or anything to that nature. This is and the reason why I had, as I was sitting there creating my subject and topics for the show, I said, you know what? After watching all of these videos that has been done in reference to Grandmaster Jay, and he's not really, I don't know, I don't know if I could say he's not really able. I think he's able. I just think he's choosing not to answer to it, because it's probably not important enough for him to do so. So what I have done, I have taken the liberty. I want to keep Grandmaster Jay relevant, but I want to keep him relevant in the eyes of being positive. I have seen, I mean, oh my goodness, I have seen so many bad videos talking about this man, talking about, you know, what they think he should be doing, what should have took place. And the sad part about it all, nobody has gotten besides him, of course. Nobody has gotten off of their ass to make any changes to make the situation better for the movement. All I've heard, and I'm gonna tell you something. Grandmaster Jay had really came into my life. I would say 2 years ago. He woke me up in a very indirect way. He woke me up because you know I was like, oh boy, here we go again. What is this going to be? What does all of this means? I had no plans. I didn't have any no plans on being a part of a movement. That wasn't what I called myself trying to, you know, I'm not the type of person that's going to pick up a gun. That's first and foremost. And I've always said that. I said, now God wants me to be a part of this, but how can I be a part of this without being a part of this? I don't know if that makes any sense. But I had to talk to my creator about what part is Linda going to play? What part can Linda be a part of helping my fellow Black men and Black women to achieve their goals? And see, I'm more of a behind the scenes type of a woman. I don't get a thrill off of carrying a weapon. I mean, I can fight. Don't get me wrong. You put me in a ring, I'll whoop your ass. No doubt. You know, but as far as getting out there holding up a pistol or gun or whatever, but I will tell you this. I can give credit to Grandmaster Jay for putting it into my spirit to go out there and purchase a gun. I'm in the process of purchasing a gun. I'm not going to tell you what type of gun I'm going to get because, you know, certain people are nosy as hell. And I'm pretty sure they are, you know, they are out there watching. So, what I want to do before I get into the gist of talking about Grandmaster Jay and giving a tribute to him, I want to answer some of the questions that was directed towards me in reference to I've been asked about what is the relevancy of has Grandmaster Jay ever met Sheba? This was a question that was directed to me by a couple of people. And let me say this. No, Grandmaster Jay has not met Sheba yet. Okay. Grandmaster Jay does not know of Sheba. Sheba probably knows more of him than he knows of her. But I will say this: Sheba was originally trained to be my second militia dog. Okay. Now, people have asked me, what does it take for it to be a militia dog? Now, as far as Sheba goes, Sheba would have to, if I was to complete Sheba's training, Sheba would have to be around Jay 24 hours a day, for at least I would say maybe 5 to 6 months. And the reason why Militia dogs. I'm going to give y'all some education on what it takes to have a militia dog. A militia dog is a dog that is trained for one particular person. The dog is trained for the footsteps. The dog would be trained, and see, Sheba does not know Jay's footsteps. She doesn't. She's not been in his present just yet. Sheba would have to learn of Jay's how Jay walks, and what I mean by how Jay walks, everybody has what they call a footstep pattern. Okay, what I mean by that, if Jay is walking tap tap and then press, or press press tap tap, the dog would have to learn how to mimic by ear and concentration of Jay's footsteps in order. And not only that, Jay would have to also take Sheba out to a gun range. He would have to take her to a gun range in order for her to learn how he shoots his guns. So Sheba could probably learn how to somebody else's pattern. She would probably learn my pattern if I was doing a gun, which I probably will in the next, I would say maybe the summertime. I'm planning on investing in getting a gun. I didn't think I would need one, but in the situation that I have been placed in, and yes, this mask is on me in reference to a lawsuit that is still pending. And I promise you, when I get rid of this mask, I am going to explain to everybody where the mask come from and why it is there. But in the meantime, in between time, to answer everybody's questions about a militia dog. A militia dog takes about 2 years in training. Okay. The dog has to learn what type of gun that the owner of the dog is shooting, or what type of styles of guns, whatever gun. And in this example, Sheba would have to be with Jay on a very large and long scale. I don't know if Jay would be willing to even put up with a damn dog that long in order for the dog to be turned into a militia dog. The dog would have to study Jay. Right now, I just, the code is Jay. She gives 3 barks with JAY, 3 barks in reference to Jay. But in order for Sheba to complete her training, she would have to be around Jay a very, very long time to mimic his footsteps, to mimic his hand movement with his gun, and to mimic his way of shooting. A dog can actually learn how the gun is pulled and how the trigger is pulled by the person who is pulling it. So Sheba would have to be completely trained on those 3 aspects in order to be a complete militia dog that would be specially designed for Grandmaster J. Right now, she has been specially trained, or being going to be specially trained, I should say, in reference to me. And a dog can also learn. A dog can also learn multiple people that is within that household or within that range or whatever it is that you want the dog to learn. So to answer those questions for the people who have been asking me about the connection of Sheba and Grandmaster J, they have not met yet. And Sheba has not been trained to be the militia dog for Jay. She would have to complete her training by being around Jay a lot more to learn his patterns of his footsteps. So, for people who are interested in having a dog trained to be a militia dog, now that's a different story. That would take up to about 2 years in training, training the dog to go in a style of militia or military per se for short. So, I don't know if anybody is interested in investing that time or the money to do a militia dog or to do militia training type for the dog. But the two types of dogs, and I mentioned this earlier, is the Rottweiler. My choice is a Rottweiler more so than a Doberman. The reason why I choose a Rottweiler over a Doberman is because the Rottweiler has the tendency to close off its ears when it gets too much sound in it. A Doberman does not have that power or that capability to close off the ears when it has too much sound of a gunshot or the shells or whatever. And that's the difference. That would be if I had my choice. And see, they killed my first militia dog. He was Top Dog. If you go back into the archives of my video shows, I did. This was 2 years ago. Yeah, this was 2 years ago, where it's a picture. That's the real picture of my Top Dog, Bullet. I named him Bullet. I named him after the guns that was fired at that time for that range during that time. So, but yeah, they had killed him. They gave him steroids and it exploded his heart on the operating table. So I'll never forget it because I love that dog. That dog had so much personality in reference to being not only a protector. A militia dog is about 3 times higher and more of a quality than a police dog. So police dog has a complete different set of training versus a militia dog. So for all the people who wanted to know and ask me those questions, I hope that has satisfied you. If you have more questions, please come into the chat. The chat is now open. You can ask me a question, or if you have a question or a comment or a concern that you would like for me to address, I will be more than happy to answer it to the best of my ability. Now, in reference, now getting down to the point of the video hour here, tonight we're going to do a special tribute for Grandmaster Jay. And the reason why this is needed for several reasons. Number one, there has been too much negative talk about this man. And then not only has the talk been negative, but it's also been false. And I need to clear from my perspective, and I have to say my perspective, Jay has nothing to do with what I know in reference to what is going on behind the scenes from my section here. So this is, if he is watching, will all be new to him as well. Some of the information that I have shared throughout the program, and I have also done positive videos in reference for Grandmaster Jay in the past that you guys are more than willing to go back into the archives, or if there's a particular show that you would like for me to pull up and send it to you directly to your email address, you're more than welcome to see the video. You would have to email me at atorclass101@gmail.com to see that video, or the series of videos that I have done on behalf of Grandmaster Jay. And I must tell y'all, I have a crush. Yeah, I have a crush on Jay's eyebrows. Yeah, I love that man's eyebrows. That man has such distinct eyebrows. I wish I could just take them off of him and paint it on my own eyebrows. He has the most gorgeous eyebrows that I've ever seen on a man. And it's quite funny that when Jay gets upset, his eyebrows turn into razors. Um, and I just have to, it tickles me. I said, uh-oh, if y'all want to piss Grandmaster Jay off, his giveaway is his eyebrows. His eyebrows will turn into razors. And if at that point, you better watch out. I want to also share, before I get into the gist of it, I want to share my most favorite part of Grandmaster Jay in my memory. About 2 years ago, and I don't even know if Jay remembers this, but about 2 years ago, Jay was doing one of his programs called Facts Over Feelings. And Jay had on a what you call a vest, maybe. I don't know if it was, I don't know, it's maybe like a short suit jacket, maybe. And he did not have on any, he didn't have on a shirt underneath this little short jacket. And this was one of the times that he decided that, I don't know, maybe he was going to do his show live, and he brought in the chat room, and that's something that Jay normally don't do. He don't normally bring in the chat because he gets, I'm gonna tell you something, from watching him, he gets agitated very, very easily. So you have to be, it's almost like, well, and he'll cuss you out. No, he'll cuss you out quick, fast, in a natural born hurry, if he don't agree with it. Now, if y'all don't, if you doubt what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up, just for being honest about that part of it. If Jay don't, if and this is part of his makeup, but 2 years ago, Jay had his facts over feelings, and I think he had the microphone or the answering part to his chat room. And so he didn't have on a shirt. And this was my favorite part of him of all times. And so I didn't know that he could hear me. I didn't know that Jay could actually physically hear me from him doing his broadcast. I said, Jay, do you have on any clothes? And so he stopped. You should have seen the expression on his face. He literally stopped, and he was like, what? What are you saying to me? And then so he looked down. He looked down like he was in a complete shock. And then all of a sudden he started closing his top up. And I said, Jay, I better not see no nipple pops. Okay. Now, if he heard me say that, I said, I better not. And for all the people who don't know what a nipple pop is, okay, let me break this down for you. So it won't seem like I'm talking French. Okay. Men have these little bumps. Men have these little bumps on their chest that sinks in. If the man's chest is flat, these bumps are going to be sucked in. Now, if a man gets excited, they pop out like nipples. So I call them nipple pops. And so I told Jay, I said, Jay, if I see a nipple pop, your ass is in trouble. And so he looked down. He looked down as if he was shocked by whatever the hell he was looking at. I don't know if he didn't have on any clothes or forgot to put on clothes. I said to him, I said, I said, Jay, I said, you better have on clothes. Okay. And he's like, he got all antsy and jumpy and said, I got on clothes, damn it. Like he wanted to start cussing or something. And see, I was, me being the freak that I am. Yes, I'm a freak. Don't judge me. Now, being the freak that I am, because I love my black men, I said to Jay, I said, Jay, and this is just inquisitive minds, my dear. I said, when you look down, did you see your shadow? Or was it free? Or did the whole room get dark? I mean, I'm just saying, inquiring minds want to know. And so I think that was my best moment with having fun with Jay. I don't know if he had on clothes or not, but I was making fun of the situation. Okay. Anyway, come on in, guys. I will get to the chat room as I get towards the end of my broadcast and my program. But right now, we got to talk about the man of the hour, because, like I said before, Jay has had so many people that has gone against this man and this whole thing of this movement. And it's not fair. It's not fair for him, because what these people, what all of this negativeness, what they fail to realize, Jay was chosen for this. God had put Jay in a place. Jay is not Jesus. He's not the Messiah. He's not what Jay is. He is a man that has been called to be the leader of the movement. And the question is, what is wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with you being called to be set upon something. God has chosen him to be in this place and in this time. Now, I'm gonna go all the way back. Okay. And I've seen every single solitary video that has been done, and I say every single solitary video that has been done, both good, and I have seen all of the bad videos as well. And this is how I come to learn about Grandmaster Jay on my, I did, I'm nosy as hell. So I'm in the trenches. I'm learning about this man because God brought this man to me in an indirect way. And I'm not going to talk about me. I'm not going to focus on me and how that came about. I'll mention that a little bit later. But from what I've seen with my own two eyes, okay, I can only go by what I personally witnessed. I can't go by what I read. I can't go by what somebody else has said. I'm only going by my own observation of Grandmaster Jay. And this is what I have found out on my own merit. Grandmaster Jay was he has come from I would say a strict background. What I mean by that is somebody in his household when he was a child had to have been very strict with him. Now I don't know if it had have been his mother or his father, but somebody from taken from his very strong and very assertive personality, Jay has been raised up in a household where morals and respect has to play a major part. I believe that and I could be wrong, but I believe that his the power of Jay's personality has to come from his mom. I believe from and this is just my spirit, y'all. I'm telling you from what what I have personally observed. Um, I don't know if Jay come from a family of both parents were in the home, but somebody in Jay's life was a major inspiration for him when he was a child. And see, I'm telling you, I'm going all the way back, and there's a reason why I'm going back to the childhood. And you guys will understand as we progress with this program and this video as to why I say this. Okay. I want to see if you're going to start on something, you need to start at the foundation of something. And the foundation of Grandmaster Jay is to speak about his childhood. He is and how did he get to be so adamant? How did he get to be so strong? See, I can very much relate to Jay's upbringing because I was raised by leaders, and Jay had to have had somebody in his either whether it be in his household or in his family that was a leader and somebody who he looked up to. It had to have been somebody for him to have the strong nature of a family structure. So, with that being said, as time has progressed with Grandmaster Jay, he decided to put himself in the military. He decided to go into he served his time with the military. Now, I'm going to also drop some jewels later on, but I want you guys to remember what I'm saying on the beginning of this forefront. Okay. I want you to remember what I said that Grandmaster Jay has a very strong forthright in his upbringing. And then he went into the military. Now, the military is responsible for him being organized. Okay. I think he got his agility and his ability to learn how to shoot and this, that, and the third. I believe structure came in with the military. Now, either one or two things made Jay go into the military. And this is usually the setting, because my father had shared this with me. My father was part of World War II. He said my father and I were very close. We sat on the stoop on the outside of the house, and my father would share all kinds of stories about weapons and guns and this, that, and the third. And he would say to me, he said, Linda, a man is only going to be forced to go into the military by two means. And I said, well, what was the two means that you were referring to? He says, you're only going to go into the military if you are drafted, and drafted in those days meant that you were forced to go, or you are trying to learn how to be a man. Because the man, see, a household needs to be equally yoked. You have to have the mothering side, the mother there, because the mother is the part of the nurturing side. And you have to have the father side, the father figure there, to be the protector, the provider, the security measure for the family. Now, a man is only going to go into the military if he is lacking on his home front. Maybe he's trying to take care of a family. Now, in my father's situation, my father said that he was both forced into World War II, and he also took it, it helped him to be a better man. And the third reason why he went into the military was because grandma, my father was the oldest of 22 kids. So mama needed money. My grandmother named Miss Magnolia, of the Evans family. Daddy said that he went into the military to serve into the military because he wanted to send back money to the family. Now, keep in mind, granddaddy was still there, but granddaddy could only take care of 22 kids. And so my father was the leader of that bunch. He was the oldest of the 22 kids. So my father explained to me that the reason why a man would go into the military is because he was either drafted, he was forced to go to fight the white man's war, or he was doing it for to help feed his family, or to help himself to become a man. So I said to myself, well, maybe that was the reason. Maybe one of those reasons was the reason why Jay decided to go into the military. Now, government has taken advantage of Grandmaster Jay's skills, which, by the way, I'm going to mention a little bit later. All of this that I'm speaking upon, we're going to tie it in together. Okay. Right now, I'm giving you guys the components. I'm giving you the little pieces. I'm giving you a little piece here. I'm giving you a little piece there. But I want you to take these little pieces that I'm giving you, and you'll see as I formulate it and bring it together. Okay. Now, Jay went into the military and he served his time, and then it seems like he had a little bit of a hiccup with with going back and forth or whatever the situation may have been. And finally he got on with his life. As far as what we know, uh he was married. He was married 3 times. He was not equally yoked with these women, because if he was equally yoked with these women, he would still be married. The Bible says you have to, in order for you to have complete love of another, as far as in the unity of marriage, you have to be equally yoked to the person that is on your level. Otherwise you're going to come up short. So I can only imagine that he was married for 3 times and been divorced 3 times for that reason, and that reason only. He wasn't equally yoked to whomever he was married to. Now, After that took place, Jay decided to he started caring. He started caring about his black people, our black people, to the point where he says, now, how am I going to get the attention of my black people on them facing for this movement that we are being placed under? Now, he decided, and then I'm looking at this from the perspective, we have had civil rights leaders. We've had civil rights leader all the way back with Malcolm X as well as Martin Luther King. And both of them has done the same mistakes that Grandmaster Jay has done. You crawled in bed with government and you crawled in bed with the media, the two worst enemies that you could possibly ever do. But at that particular time, I don't think Jay would have realized that. Now, he decided that, okay, how am I going to get the attention of my black people? My black people needs to wake up, because we are getting ready to be thrown into a situation that's not going to be pretty, because the white supremacy is up to something. And Jay knew this. He said, wait a minute, wait now. Something came over his spirit. Something had to have come over his spirit for him to want to try to wake our people up from whatever it is that he was going through with his train of thought. Now, Jay's decided, he says, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and run for the presidency. Maybe the black people will wake up and recognize me as a person on their side. Now, that's not good, because you crawled in bed with the enemy. See, black people have never trusted government to start with, but Jay felt like, okay, well, I'm gonna make this move. Okay, I'm gonna try to get the attention of the black people. The black people need for their attention to be focused upon in order for me, meaning him, not me, to able to move this movement where it needs to be. Now, Jay recognized that, okay, well, Malcolm X didn't complete the job. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King did not complete the job. But somehow, God put it in his spirit. He says, okay, Jay, I'm getting ready to choose you to run this battle. It's time. I chose you. God is talking. God is speaking to Jay on a level that none of us will ever understand. I need for y'all to feel me. If y'all feel me, y'all better give me a thumbs up on this, because we're rolling down on the truth here. Now, Jay had said, okay, I'm pretty sure he was laying there and he was talking to the Most High about how am I going to get these people attention? These people don't even love themselves enough, and I'm just one person. So he did his best. He did his best with running for the presidency. That didn't work. Okay, it didn't work for the simple fact of this: Jay had missing components. Jay didn't realize that there is not one presidency that did not have a queen behind him. If you look back over the history of president of the United States, each and every president has had a strong woman in their corner. Jay did not have that, and they were not. That was their first reason. Okay, that was their first reason for saying, no, we're not going to have this black man to come into this White House being single. Jay was single. He didn't have anybody in his corner to say, hey, let me holler at you, let me pull your coattail, bro. This is not going to work. That's not going to work. You need to change that. You need to flip that around in order for this to go. If you think about it, look, and if you doubt what I'm saying, look at it. Look at Obama. Obama had Michelle. Bill Clinton had Hillary. These are all strong women that was standing behind their men in the battle of being in such a large arena. Now, they never told, they're not going to tell Jay what his mistakes are. They figured that either you should know that already, or you should come with another platform. Now, he had crawled in bed with government. He felt like, well, my black people are paying attention. My black people are paying attention to the government. So maybe if you can't bring the mountain to Muhammad, then maybe you need to bring Muhammad to the mountain. So he says, well, I'll get their attention. We're gonna try to go for the presidency. That didn't work. And because a lot of the social media platform was on board to stop Jay. I found this out on my own accord. They never wanted him to be up there. They knew that Jay was a very intelligent black man. They knew that, but they also knew that he was not married, and they was not going to have parties at the White House with the nightly parties. That was an image that was not going to portray with the White House. But they also did not want Jay there because they had already recognized that this was a brilliant man that had a lot of ideas. He had a lot of plans. He had a lot of major focuses that he wanted to portray, and they chose the point of making him disappear from the social media platform. And this was done on purpose. Now, keep in mind, Jay said, okay, this is my plan. Jay came to them with his own blueprint. Okay. He went there. He says, okay, this is what I want. This is my plan for my black people. This is how we're going to be structured. We're going to be able to put this together. And my black people are going, they're going to see that this is one man standing up for their rights. Okay. But see, the black community did not see that in that light. Okay. They didn't see it. During that time that he had portrayed trying to run for the presidency, they didn't see it for whatever reason. Now, I don't know if God had turned off the light to say, okay, Jay, I told you to be the leader of this movement. I never told you to climb in bed with government. Never told you to do that. So Jay had to go back to the drawing board as to what was going to take place with how was he going. And I truly believe that from the time he ran for his presidency, he had to have been thinking about how was he going to make this better. Okay. How was he going to make it where his ties were not with government, but where the people can focus on his mission and his purpose. So I'm pretty sure during that time frame between 2016 all the way up to the time where he was scheduled and started his militia group, what he calls the NFAC. Now, it is to be believed. Now, you got to go back now. You got to go back. Remember when I said at the beginning of this presentation about Jay's upbringing was structured. Okay. His upbringing was structured and it was strict. Now, people started looking at Jay like, who the hell he think he is? And how dare him to come and formulate a black militia group? Now, Jay knew what he needed to do. Maybe there was another person in his life at that time that strike that match to say, okay, Jay, it's on you, my brother. What you gonna do? somehow in the spirit of Jay said, well, this is annoying that about this KKK situation. So Jay made it a point to go ahead and formulate his group, and his spirit told him to call it the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Now, at the beginning of we all witnessed Jay going down to Georgia, Stone Mountain, and all of these different places where he was making a point. He had to make a point about what he was trying to accomplish on behalf of the Black people. It is mean to be said that Jay's purpose was to do three things. Jay's purpose was to get the Black people woke as far as self-determination. Jay's purpose was to get the Black people woke to learn how to defend for themselves. Not to say that we were on purposely going to do something bad, but more so to prepare yourself for what is coming down the pipeline, you see. And then third, he wanted to make sure that our Black people was made aware of their surroundings. You got to pay attention because white government is making a lot of decisions that they did not get a vote from the Black people, from the Black nation. So Jay did his best, and I do mean he did his best. He did his best to push that narrative as to help people to say, look, guys, we are the most hated people. We are fighting. We're not only fighting amongst ourselves, but we are fighting against white supremacy. We're fighting against government. We're fighting against other nationalities that is coming into the United States and not respecting us. When we have the buying power, we have the buying power. We have the buying power to shut all of their asses down, just by not spending any money with them. So Jay was trying to make it aware on the gun tip. You know, he tried to make all the Black people aware of self-defending, learning how to defend yourself with the power of a gun. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing now, because white people have been telling their kids how to hold a gun and how to use a gun all their lives. So why would it be any different for a Black man to step up and say, look, I want to share this knowledge and wisdom with you on what we need to do as a people as far as bringing us together? There's nothing wrong with that. But I guarantee you that the white man and their white government has come along to change the narrative. They changed it up to say, no, he's a terrorist. He's this, he's that. No, he's not. How can you label this man a terrorist when there has not been anybody hurt? There has not been anybody injured under the care. I'll just say the care, because when I say jurisdiction, that sounds too courty. It sounds like too something that was made up by the white man. So I don't want to say jurisdiction. I'm going to say under the care of Jay and under Jay's instructions, it was going quite smoothly. You understand? Then they said, wait a minute, what is this Black man doing? Who the hell gave him permission to wake Black people up? Now we got a problem with this Black man waking his people up. We didn't tell you that you can wake your people up. You're not supposed to wake your people up. We're not, and then it was like, okay, so now Jay got offended. Jay got offended by the fact that he wanted to prove to the white people, well, I'll say the KKK, the group of the KKK. Now, the KKK is a white militia group that has been hating among Black people all of our lives, as we know of it, and they have never served a point in jail for the lynchings and for the killings that they have done, and they're still doing the killings. But see, they changed those white sheets and those white robes that they could put over their heads. They changed it for police uniforms. Uh-oh, did a strike a nerve. So now Jay is faced with, okay, well, we're going to teach you that you can't get anything past us because we're going to still treat y'all like the slaves that you are. Okay, so now they felt like, oh, well, we'll silence him. Jay was not silenced by the media or government. I don't believe Jay was. I don't believe he was. I don't think he's afraid of them. I think he was more cautious because it brought him to a situation to where he was now being exposed. Okay. Now, taking from, and I want to go back to Jay's being the way he was being raised. See, Jay was raised up the same way I was raised up. And this is, and we have to go back to the old school method. See, we both were raised up in a household where if you are being bullied by someone, you better go out there and whoop that bully's ass, and don't you come back until we know that you didn't whoop that ass. See, that's the type of home front we both were raised in. See, you had to prove a point, because if you came back to that household without whooping that person's ass who was bullying you from the first get-go, then mama or daddy, whoever is your guardian or the person that you looked up to, they were going to whoop your ass. Mind you, either you're going to get your ass whipped by the person who bullied you, or you're going to get your ass whipped by the person who's going to send your ass back out there to finish your battle, to finish that fight. This is the mindset that Grandmaster Jay was raised up in. He can't move away from it. He can't help it. This is the way he was raised. And was it wrong? Hell no, it wasn't wrong. Because we all, if you live in a Black home or household, you were raised in that capacity. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you are old school. Our old school people know that mama and daddy didn't play. Mama and daddy, this is how you learned how to survive and fight in the Black community. And everybody in that Black community looked out for each other. This is the way Grandmaster Jay and myself was raised. See, you could not come into our neighborhood on no rinky-dink bullshit. See, back in the day, and see, this is what has been missed. Back in the day, the police officers, everybody knew the community police officer's name. We knew about your family. We knew where you came from. We knew who was in that district. And the reason why, because we all cared about each other. You see, we come from an area and a community where all the people cared for one another. Now, if Mrs. Jones is going to work and Miss Johnson is at home, Miss Johnson is going to be looking out for the neighborhood. That's how we did it. We had our own built-in watch program, and we need to get back to that structure. Okay. Now, also, you could not come into our area as a police officer talking about arresting anybody. And if you came into the area without permission, and I say permission of that community, you are subject to get your ass whipped. And I'm talking about the police officer. The police officer is subject to get his ass whipped before he can call for backup. You feel me? This is the community and the structure that Grandmaster Jay and myself, we're old school players. We can, all you got to do is tell us to be suited and booted. We're gonna rock your world. And then after we rock your world, we're gonna stomp your ass in the ground. That's how we roll. We wasn't raised to pick up a gun. See, guns wasn't an issue back when we were coming up. We came up in an era where Black people loved each other, they cared about each other, they were concerned about it. Miss Johnson looked out for Miss Jones, and Miss Jones looked out for Miss Betty Boop on the corner. That's how we did it. If and whoever else was living in that structure, you could not bring a gang into a community that cared about each other. You couldn't bring a gang. See, gangs came at a later date. The gangs started, and where the gangs came in at was from, these was a bunch of misfits. These was a bunch of misfit kids that couldn't be loved by their mother or father, or was coming up in a single parent household. So the gangs came in at a much later time. It didn't start when we were coming up. I mean, gangs pretty much came into existence probably in the 1970s. Later, some form in the 1970s. And so they started to express themselves through music, which they now call rap and hip hop music. And I'm not going to get all into that. Now, you have to blame it on the way Jay was raised. And so Jay decided that I'm going to front these motherfuckers. I'm going to front you motherfuckers. Because people were saying, oh, Jay, you're trying to pick a fight with these people. No, dear. Jay was not trying to pick a fight. Jay was trying to end the bullshit that that the white people in the Ku Klux Klan had already started. See, they had already started killing our people and not being held accountable for it. So what Jay did, he stepped up to that plate and said, look, I'm coming to your house. I'm going to come to your house, and I want you to know that I'm coming to your house. You know, that's a bold motherfucker to go to somebody's house to say, look, I challenge you. Whatever you want to do, player, strike them up. And people say, oh, look at that nigga. He gonna get us all killed. No. That's the wrong choice of words. Jay did not get anybody killed. He did not get anybody killed. What he did, he took what he learned and was what has been embedded in him from his childhood. Your your grandmama, or whoever would always tell you, boy, you better go out there and kick some ass and don't come home until you do. That's the mindset that Grandmaster Jay was on. He said, look, I ain't come. No, what Jay was trying to say to this KKK group or whatever, to the home of it, he was like, look, you started this shit. You started this shit by killing my people. Now you have the audacity to not have your monkey ass at home? No, you should have been at home, nigga. You're a white nigga. You could be a nigga just as well as a black one. Nigga comes in all colors, shapes, sizes, and races. So he got up on, he said, look, I'm here, bro. What's up? You've been messing with my people for too long. That's the message that Jay went out there on. He was willing. He was willing to sacrifice his own. He was willing to and then he winded up having other black men and women who felt that same drive and that same intuition that we're getting tired, we're getting fed up with being the butt of the white man's joke. See, they've been killing and constantly killing and killing and killing and killing and killing and not being held accountable for it. So Jay was that black man that stood up and said, no, I got to be different. I got to be different. So he made his mark. This is going to be the legacy that he's going to leave. No matter what these white groups and these white, you can say whatever the hell you want to say. But Jay and the NFAC has not harmed anybody at all. They haven't given a reason to hurt anybody. Jay has made that clear. And for whatever strange ass reason, they did not hear that message. When you fire that first shot, and he mentioned this over and over. And yes, I will admit that Jay talks too much. He does. And could it have been a little bit better? Oh yeah, sure it could. Yeah. But you got to think Jay is a classic cookie. He's a classic cookie with the rough edges around it. That's what he is. Jay has a heart big as gold when it comes to loving his people. But his message was a little bit distorted. It was distorted because people was not understanding what was this all about. What was this? Why does this man need to be so adamant about the black community and the black people? Well, guess what? Think about it. Let's look at it from this perspective. The white government owes us a lot, ladies and gentlemen. They owe us reparation. They can't give us back the lives that they have taken. They can't give us back. So the best thing that they can do is try to compensate us, even though money, you can't buy a person who you can't buy a loved one that has been lost, is what I'm trying to say. You cannot give back for that. But what you can do is start to clean up the mistakes that you have already made in the present. We can't go back 500, 400 years to clean up that, because that wasn't in our time. The time is actually now, that Jay was trying to point out and portray. He did more than any other civil rights person has ever done. He has done more than Malcolm X. See, Malcolm X, don't get me wrong, I love Malcolm X for what he was trying to do. I even love Dr. Martin Luther King for what he tried to do. But they did not push the envelope. See, it's a difference. Jay pushed the envelope. Jay pushed that envelope all the way over the bridge to where they to the point where they had to say, oh no, the hell he didn't. They had to back up and say, this is not what we were expecting. So now, what are we going to do with this black man that has so much power with bringing a formation together with other black men? Now, that was the white race. I won't say white race, because I don't really think the white race really has an issue with Jay. I think it's more of white government that has an issue with Jay. So white government was saying, okay, we have a problem now, because this man has stepped up and pushed the envelope about bringing his group. He was not supposed to gotten from under our radar without us knowing about it. See, Jay, for a short period of time, Jay was able to get the NFAC from under the radar of the white supremacy for a little bit. And where he messed up at was when he told media about it. See, if Jay had kept the NFAC from under that radar, he would be a much bigger and grander organization today. He's still going to be grand, but now it's going to be at a slower pace. And I still say that Jay should have had a queen in his corner during that time, someone who could bring him, pull his coattail to say, hey, dude, I think you need to do this. I think you need to critique this. Maybe you should change that, and then be on your merry way. This is the mission. Jay was on a mission, and now he can't stop. He can't stop. What you gonna stop for? No. Yeah, they threw him a pickle. Yes, they did. They coming up with charges of these fake charges, and I'm not going to talk about the charges. I'm not going to talk about the charges on this video. I'm going to talk about the charges on the next video, because that would be in the perspective of where I'm going and what I found out about government and their tricks. Okay, I'm going to do some exposing. Okay, because Jay mentioned, he tried to tell everybody in an indirect way, in his own little indirect way. He even said it more than one time. He says, we are not playing checkers. We are playing chess. Did he not? Now, if I'm lying, y'all can tell me I'm lying, but I think that's what he said. He said, and he brought that into existence. He said, we're not playing chess. We're not playing checkers, we're playing chess. And on a chessboard, in order for it to be done and finalized, you have to have who? You have to have the queen. The queen is the one that can bring that shit to a halt. Yeah, it's the queen that can bring that shit to a halt. And see, at this point, only thing Jay has to do is move over and get the fuck out of my way. Because I believe, and if I'm wrong, I challenge anybody to tell me I'm wrong. But I believe I'm the queen on that motherfucking board. It took me a while. It took me a while to put the pieces together. But then I said, oh, okay, you and God must have been on this together. Because when was I going to get the memo? This wasn't something that I had planned on doing. I was like, oh, hell no. I'd rather stay. Man, I wanted to stay in my, I wanted to stay asleep. Yeah. I'm like, oh, no, hell no. And I tried my best to fight it. But it came to the surface. Well, okay, you got to do what you got to do, Linda. Strap it up, shawty. Strap it up. It's time to put that pen to the metal, which I'm going to talk about in the next hour of on the next video. I'm not going to. This video here is strictly geared, and I have to stay on topic, is to talk about the man and to talk about his legacy. Jay is a living legacy right now. And he has done a superb job. Now, he may have had his little bumps and his little bruises and his little twisters and turnarounds in the whole process of it. But I have to salute this brother. I have to salute Jay for what he has done. And if nobody tells Jay how much he has been appreciated, I want to start by saying how much I appreciate Jay for what he has done. Oh yeah, I got a little crush on him, but don't worry about that. He knows about the little crush that I have on him. Um, but anyway, um, as far as the business that he has done, what he has achieved, Jay has done more in the 2 to 3 years than any civil rights leader or speaker has done in a lifetime. And I mean no disrespect towards Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is, in my opinion, is still in the same boat, in the same thing as Al Sharpton. They are great talkers. They are excellent talkers and speakers and beautiful, but they have nothing to show behind their words. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the truth is the truth. Um, I have the greatest respect for Louis Farrakhan. I love Louis Farrakhan. I wish he would give me the secret on how he proteins his hair to stay black. And what is he, 103 years old? I don't know how old the man is, but he's up in age. I wish he'd give me the secret to keeping that hair as slick as he keeps it at his age. But anyway, Louis Farrakhan is brilliantly designed for being a public speaker, but that's all he is. He's never had anything, none of the preachings or the teachings that he has done has shown anything that has going to help us with the movement. It hasn't. I'm sorry. Jay has stepped out on God's platform and God's chosen faith to do what needed to be done for our Black people. And it's still a lot of people that don't appreciate that. They don't see it. They talk, oh well, we like the movement, but we don't like him. Well, how the hell that works? And you know what? I had that same problem. I had that same problem with my band. People say you ain't got no business being a band owner by you being a woman. People had a problem with me being a woman to me being an owner of a band. So I can relate to that same type of problem with people wanting, they like the whole concept of it, but they don't like you. Well, if you don't like me and my journey that I have foreset for your ass to be free, then you can step on. And I don't blame you. And yes, Jay has a potty mouth, and he has said, and I've looked at his videos. Jay has said a lot of things, but Jay said those things. Let me. This goes back to the way he was raised. And this is what white people don't understand. This is how we were raised. Jay was putting fear. That's what he was doing. By Jay talking, we're going to kill you. Come on now. Mama, okay, let's go back. How many times has mama said to us, boy, if you don't sit your ass down, I will kill you and make 12 more like you? How many times have we heard that shit from mama? Did mama not tell us that shit when we were coming up, that she would kill our ass and make 12 more like us? It's the same thing. Jay is under how he was raised. And they say, oh my God, that black man has said he's going to kill us and he's going to put us away, and we're scared. Don't you know? Let me explain something to you people who claim that you are in such fear of Grandmaster Jay. Jay is not the one who you should fear. Mm-mm. Jay is doing the same way as how, and I have to keep reiterating this because I know there are some white people that is watching me as I speak about on Jay. So I want to make this clear. I don't have a problem with y'all can come in the chat room. You can chop it up, whatever. I don't ban anybody from my platform unless they are going to be so vulgar that I really don't want to give them the time of day. But see, Mama has put the fear in us by the power of the belt. You know, we got our ass whooped. Now, I don't know in your household how your households run, but see, my daddy was a truck driver and the foreman of Zare stores and venture stores and community stores. All of these Kmart. He was the foreman of Kmart stores. All of these community type stores. My father was the foreman of it, and so Mama would put a belt up on a hook in the dining room, and she said, "Girl, you wait till I tell your father what you did today. You're gonna get your ass whipped." Okay, this is how we were raised. You put the fear of both God and your mama. Your mama put the fear in your ass. She said, "Boy, don't let me have to tell you that shit twice. Don't let me have to come in that room to find out what you're doing. You better sit your ass down and sit your ass down quick." See, white people was not raised in that capacity. See, white people never believed that. You see, the Bible says you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Uh-oh, say it again, Linda. When you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Meaning, if you don't tap that ass, that child gonna think that the world owes them something, and the world don't owe you a damn thing. Okay, they don't owe you nothing. And see, in the white way of being raised, white people are not raised like that. See, white people believe to tell their kids to go, now don't do that no more, little Pete. Little Pete, you need to go sit down. I'm gonna give you a time out, Pete. Pete, I got to put you in the corner for you to be on a time out. And see, Pete is the same damn child that grow up and kill every goddamn body in the school. He comes to school with a goddamn machete. And you know the reason why he comes to school with a machete is because you didn't raise that little fucker right. You raised that little fucker to get away with every damn thing under the sun and not pay the consequences or to be held accountable for their actions. That's the reason why little Pete is a fucked up adult today, because you didn't raise your white people don't raise their children properly. They don't believe in getting on that backside. They believe we're going to give you some sugary candy and you're going to go play with Doris next door. You're going to go sit and it's going to be lottie dottie, we like to party. But see, that's not how Jay and I were raised. We were raised, if you come for us, we gonna make damn sure we come for you. And we're not coming to you to put a gun to you. We're coming to you for you to answer and be held accountable for the shit that you done already done. That's what we're coming to do. So don't get it. Don't mince our words. Don't mince his words. Jay is only doing what Jay was raised and brought up to be. He was brought up to be the leader and the man that God has set forth for him to be. And I'm getting so sick and tired. I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing all of this negative shit about this man and trying to say that he's this, that, and the third. And all he wants for his people is to be self-determined, self-aware, and self-protected. That's it. That's it. So why all of you white people, or the people who claim that they are in fear of him, why are all of you white people taking it out of context and unless Jay has physically came and whooped your ass, you don't have nothing to talk about. You don't have nothing to lean upon. You have nothing to have to hold accountability or credibility for. You have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, there's some people. Oh, yeah, I see y'all. I see the white people leaving. I guess those are the Proud Boys. I don't care about the Proud Boys coming to this channel and listening to what I have to say in reference to Grandmaster Jay. Grandmaster Jay is a man that has a mission, and he will be the legacy that God has set forth for him to be. In Jesus' name. Now, okay. I have talked enough on this hour. I hope it was positive enough for you. I hope I've shared to you, gave you a little bit of history of the man, his mission, and the fact that he is a legacy, and we need to show him all of the love and support that we can give him. He really, truly, he is an honor, because this is the only black man, no other black man has done this before, to stand up and sacrifice his own life for his own people. Grandmaster Jay sacrificed his own self for his people. And half of our people is not even proving that they are even worthy. And if I was Jay, I would take some. I would just sit back and say, okay, well, the ones that don't want to come, leave them. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. They're gonna find out what they missing is soon enough. Because, like Mama used to always say, boy, don't touch that fire on that stove. Your ass will get burned. They don't believe that shit stinks. They don't believe that the fire is hot. But that's okay. That's all right. You have the Morris TVs that feels like he's a scam artist or this, that, and the third. And believe it or not, Jay has the power to bring Morris TV to his knees. And you don't really know that, but I know it. I know exactly what Jay needs to do to end all with these types of people that seem to think that Jay is the easy pushover that y'all made this man out to be. Jay is just sitting in the cut. Jay is waiting. Let me tell y'all something. Jay has a lot of qualities like my dear old dad. He's not going to talk much. My father was not a one for a whole lot of doing a whole lot of chin music, is what my mama used to call it. She said, "You running your damn lips and you ain't saying a damn thing." So, in that perspective, Jay is not much of a talker. He is a doer. And when he finally gets his opportunity, and he's going to get his opportunity, you can best believe that, because right now there is more people that want to be a part of the NFAC than you can imagine. This man is worth more alive than you will ever know. And some of these wretched white people that little country bumpkin, I forgot what his name is. I wish I could take him to my office, to my cornfield, and just tear his ass a new one, because he thinks he's so goddamn smart. I wish I could be the one to teach his ass a lesson. Because when you see, you need to these white selective white people, and this is not all white people, mind you, because everybody don't have something against Jay. It's just the selective ones, and those selective ones need to. Why don't you come forth? Why don't you come up? Come on, step up to the plate. We want to hear you a little bit better. That's what we want to do. We want to hear you a little bit better. We want to understand your concerns. And see, because obviously you have taken everything that Grandmaster Jay has set forth and you twisted it to your own measure. And guess what? That's not going to fly. That's not gonna fly. So, with that being said, I think I have talked enough because I don't want to go over my time on the second hour. I am getting ready to go into my chat room. Y'all know what time it is. For all the newcomers, I usually don't acknowledge my chat room until I'm done talking about the subject of or the topic of this evening. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed my story and my tribute to Grandmaster Jay, because it's all been done in love, and we need to continue to show our love for this man and for our fellow brother. Um, this matter with Kentucky, I'm going to discuss in the next hour. I'm not going to discuss it on this one. Um, it's a piece of cake for me, and I can't. You have no idea how glad I am that Jay turned. Who let the dogs out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad he let the dogs out, because Kentucky, your ass is mine. So I want you to figure out what the Queen's getting ready to do next. Hmm. All right. Now let me go to the. I got to go to the beginning of my text. Now, yeah, now see, I got to take off my cool glasses in order to read what they saying in my chat. Now I got to wait a minute. I got to switch up. I had to switch up my damn glasses here. Okay, wait a minute now. Okay, wait a minute. Now I can read. Now I look like Urkel, looking like Murder Urkel. Okay. Um, it says. Let me go to the B. It says, FYI, I don't know, Augustatino Mason. I don't know who you are, but or what you're trying to say. It says a VUN. I don't know. See, y'all are talking and stuff that I don't. Is that some type of code or a language that I need to be aware of? I don't know what that means. I don't know who that person is. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Miss Cheryl. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Glad to see you. Glad to see you, Cheryl. She says you both are very much loved and appreciated. Thank you, Cheryl. You are such a doll. Much love and much hugs for you, and thank you for joining us this evening. Cheryl also says true knowledge and wisdom comes with and brings about a very be low tolerance for stupidity and ignorance. And you are absolutely correct. She is absolutely correct, y'all. She says, and if you don't mind me to repeat it, Miss Cheryl says true knowledge, and I'm gonna say it slow. True knowledge and wisdom comes with. Did you hear what she said? She said come with, and brings about a very low tolerance for stupidity and ignorance. Amen, sister. Amen. All right. Thank you. It also, Ms. Cheryl also said, we have been privileged with the opportunity to personally witness the divine assignment. Amen. Amen. Okay. Miss Deborah loves to give her emojis. I think Deborah is the queen of emojis. She got her thumb up, the fire emoji, the jewel emoji, and the love emoji. She got all of that in one big old basket. So thank you for my sister Deborah. And she know I'm always love Deborah, because Deborah's like my own personal family. Let's see. Cheryl comes in again and say, in the Grandmaster Jay, each of us in the world as a whole has been granted the privilege and honor of witnessing history in the making. And this past few years will be noted in our future history. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This man has made he is a living legacy. He's a living legacy. And we need to show our appreciation and our love for him any kind of way that we possibly can. Um, whichever way that love has to come from. And Deborah says in, okay, and then Grandmaster Jay has an assignment from the Most High. Amen. That now you could say that again. People fit all of these people with this negativity. They fail to realize that Jay was called and chosen for this. He was chosen for this, just like I was chosen to help him. I didn't look. I did not sit up on myself and say, "Oh, let me go help this man because he's in trouble." This situation pulled me out of my bed, pulled me out of my sleep, and when you're pulled out of something, you say, "Oh, wait a minute, hold him up. Wait a minute, player. Let me go get me a glass of orange juice and wake myself up to try to see what exactly is how can I be of help or assistance to this man, because I want to make sure I do it right the first time, and please don't come back to me with the same problem. Boy, you better have another problem on the next go round. I swear on mac and cheese. Anyway, let's see. She says Grandmaster Jay has an assignment from the Most High. What is the message on your top? What's the message on my top? My top is to make sure that Jay completes the mission and for him to get out of this situation that he's under. That's what I've been called to do, to make sure that he gets from under this, and to be there to make sure that everything has been implemented. So that's what I've been called to do. Deborah say history in the making, most definitely. Cheryl gives a thumbs up. Somebody says your life, your life, your life. I don't know what that means. Okay. It's from Hesse Kobe, if I'm saying that correctly. Okay. Well, welcome, Hesse, Kobe. Hope this is the first time I've seen you in my chat room, so I got to say welcome and hope that you'll come again. Deborah says, what a wonderful feeling to be loved. Shalom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then we have another new person. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I'm just gonna be honest. I have no, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this: I have listeners and followers from all over the globe. Just like Jay. Okay, Jay has his own followers, and I have mine. I'm not. I've never needed to be on anybody's coattail. My followers started following me back in 1988, between 1986 and 1988, long before I even heard of a Grandmaster Jay. So we both are known globally, and people have been asking how this is going to be brought together and what's going to take place, and I'm going to do my best to keep everybody posted as to what's going on my end. I can't keep you posted on what's going on Grandmaster Jay's end. I can only keep you posted on what the Queen is doing on this end. So you guys need to understand that. I can only share and disclose what I'm doing for this area, and for the ones who have came in a little bit later. The reason why I'm wearing the mask is because there is a major lawsuit that involves me with this mask. And when the lawsuit is just about over with or completed, I will be happy and more than happy to come and tell you about the story behind this mask. But until then, I have been instructed not to mention about what took place in reference to I'm protecting a part of my mouth that has been damaged. So, and I didn't want the general public to see it, and it's due to a major lawsuit that has taken place, and that's the reason why I'm wearing the mask. I'm not wearing the mask because of the COVID crap. I'm wearing a mask because of an accident that took place in my personal life, where it's now in a court proceeding. So that's the reason. I hate that I have to wear this when talking, because I do love to talk. But unfortunately, I don't have a problem with following instructions. when I'm told to do something, when I know that it's going to be a benefit for me, then I'm more than willing to do it. Okay, so somebody named, I have no idea what this person's name is, but he or she, I don't know if it's a male or a female. It says Vom Red. I don't know. Oh, okay. They said, what is the message on your shirt? Well, that's a good question. I don't even know what the message is on my shirt. Wait a minute. Let's see. Um, did you know that there are 2 places you can stay for free? It says, do you know there are 2 places that you can stay for free? It says, yeah. Oh, the 2 places you can stay out of my personal business and out of my space. That's what my shirt says. So thanks for asking. Those are the 2 places that you can stay for free, out of my personal business and out of my personal space. Um, I always wear some crazy off the wall t-shirts, but thank you for asking. Okay. Is there any more questions, comments, or concerns? If you are in the trenches and like to come into the chat room and talk with me for a couple of seconds, because we got one more video to do for tonight, and the next video, I have to keep all of my videos separate and separate because the contents is separate, and the contents is separate, and I have to keep it separate, and I don't want it to be running concurrently. I don't sit up on for 9-10 hours talking about nothing. I like to get to the point of the topic of the program, and then get on to the next one. So we got one. Well, you guys have been hanging. Man, I have to congratulate my VIPs, boy. Y'all been hanging in there. Y'all been hanging in there with the queen, because y'all know I'll be sleep right about now. Shoot, I go to bed at 9 o'clock. If I ain't got no reason to be up, I'm usually laying it up and laying it out. I'm not really a night owl. But the reason why I'm a night owl is because I have been missing my obligation and my duties of giving you guys some quality contents and some quality information. So I'm sacrificing my sleep time to be up with you guys past my bedtime. So because otherwise I would be asleep right about now. And half of y'all know that. So anyway, Deborah gives me the thumbs up. So you know how I do. I'm gonna say we're gonna meet right back here in exactly 21 minutes. Yeah, 21, 22 minutes. I gotta go take a break. I got to go check. I've been making sweet potato pies, y'all. And I need for somebody to come help me eat them. I made some sweet potato pies, and I made some homemade jellies that when I get bored, I just start cooking. I just start making stuff, and now I need somebody to eat it. I may have to mail somebody a pie or something. I don't really know. But I went ballistically crazy this past weekend on making I made a roasted duck with dressing, macaroni and cheese. I had the greens, the cornbread, the grandma buttermilk cornbread, mind you. And I had some skillet corn, and I had some candied sweet potatoes and stuff. So I got down this weekend, but now I need somebody to help me to eat the leftovers, because my roommate doesn't appreciate gourmet food. He'd rather go and spend $20 on IHOP. So anyway, I just wish somebody was near, that I could probably, and we got all kind of stuff. I got all kind of food that I ain't even cooked yet. I got roast beef, corned beef. I got all kind of crap in my freezer. When I get bored, I just cook, and I just wish that somebody could be here to eat it. But anyway, we're gonna meet back in 21 minutes now. I didn't talk enough on this hour. So I'm gonna play my exit music, and I'm gonna wave to all the people who are waving at me. And Here I am, mail a part of me. Where am I mailing it to? You got to tell me where I'm mailing this. And it's a deep dish. It's a deep dish sweet potato pie, and it melts in your mouth. I won like $1,500 for my cheesecake, y'all. So, and I won $5,000 for my ribs. So I know what the hell I'm doing in the kitchen. So, but anyway, I'm going to give y'all my exit music on this video. Deborah said, "Don't go there." um, I'm gonna go ahead and exit on my this video so we can get down to the 11 o'clock where I'm going to be exposing Kentucky. Yes, on behalf of Grandmaster Jay. South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina, do you want, look, if you invite me, see, this is the thing, y'all. When people invite me to their hometown, I always take over their kitchen. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. Let me apologize ahead of time. When y'all invite me to y'all's homes, I'm taking over your kitchen. I'm gonna cook up some shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you, my roommate don't appreciate it. My roommate, I got a roommate temporarily until my house is completely fixed up again. I got a roommate, and he doesn't, he thinks that homemade food is obsolete. He thinks that if you make it from scratch, you're boring. So he doesn't like the what is it? I made some peach jam. I made some peach preserve, and I made some apple butter. And he said, no, I don't want that. I'm going to the restaurants. I said, okay, well, go on with your bad ass. But I'm going to find somebody that's going to eat up all this damn food I made. And Miss Gates says, I'll be the duck it'll be the duck for me. Girl, that duck was good. Oh, Lord have mercy, that duck was good. But anyway, so if I come, let me tell y'all something. If I come to South Carolina, I'm taking over your kitchen. Okay, I just want you to know, if you invite me to South Carolina, I'm coming to take over your kitchen. And Miss Gate, wherever you at, I'm coming to take over your kitchen too, because that's what I do. That's what the queen do. I see a kitchen, I just feel like I need to cook something. I don't know whether I should be embarrassed about being a gourmet cook. All I know is that my roommate don't like it. Go figure, right? Okay. Well, with that being said, I got to play this music, because if I don't, we won't be able to get to this last hour. So, guys, come back in the next 15 minutes, because now it's almost down to the 15-minute. We're going to talk about exposing Kentucky on behalf of Grandmaster Jay, that handsome man. My land apple butter on a hot biscuit is great. I told you, don't invite me to your house. If you, I'll take over your kitchen. I promise I will. I'll make some apple butter and peach jam and peach cobblers, and even have all kind of stuff around there. Half of me is part city, and half of me is part country. So the country part is the part that I have to do all that stuff. And guys, please don't forget to give me the thumbs up, so y'all can get more of the Queen of Radio program to be sent to you. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, okay? And we'll be back in about 15 minutes as we play the exit song.
GMJ.com. 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 premiumbeat.com. 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 Premiumbeat.com.